Hi, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Chantel, and I'm a knitwear designer. I'm going to be running you through how to do a German short row. So first of all, a German short row is just one of the techniques to be able to do a short row in general. If you are wondering what a short row is, why it happens, where you're supposed to do it, and what it does, I have an entire video that's super in-depth that talks all about short rows. I will add it to the captions so you can check it out there, but highly suggest going to that video if you're like, I don't know why I'm doing this. But let's go ahead. We're going to show you the 2-row repeat that is a German short row. Come with me. So the German short row is a 2-row repeat. And what you're going to do is you're going to follow your pattern until you end up needing to make that double stitch. Because I'm going from smaller to bigger, I'm only going to knit 3 stitches in my sample. 1, 2, 3. After I've done that, I am going to flip my work because again, we are doing a short row, which means that you're not going to the very end of your row, you're doing a shorter row. So I'm going to flip my work and then I'm going to make sure that my yarn is in the front. This is very important. It needs to be in the front. Then I am going to take that last stitch and I'm going to create a double stitch on that last stitch. So in this pattern, for the simple stockinette raglan, it essentially has knit until 10 stitches past the newly placed marker, turn work, and then you make that double stitch. So I am going to take my right needle and I'm going to slip it purlwise, keeping that yarn in the front. Now this becomes the fun and magic part. I am going to take that piece, that tail, and I'm going to pull it up so that it creates a double stitch. Essentially, the bottom of that stitch is coming up and over. When we're going to be dissolving that double stitch, we're going to be knitting these two together. Don't worry, we will get to it. But I'm going to take my yarn and I'm going to slightly tug it. This will eliminate, that tug will eliminate holes. So I'm going to bring the yarn again up and back to the front because I'm about to purl. Now it has to be even going to the other side. So since I did 3, I'm going to purl until I meet my marker. I'm going to slip my marker and then I am going to purl 3 as well. 1, 2, 3. Wow. Then I'm going to make a double stitch on this one, so I have to flip my work. I have to turn my work. I'm going to bring that here. Again, I'm going to bring that yarn in the front because it has to be in the front for when you're doing a German short row. I'm going to transfer that onto my right needle by slipping purlwise, and I'm going to lift up so that I see the bottom of that stitch, which is going to be your 2. Now, I'm now going to knit, sorry, I keep on going from English style to continental, but I'm going to knit until the marker. Now that I have slipped that marker, I now have that double stitch here. I'm going to knit that first stitch, sorry, I'll go to English style, knit that second stitch, and then I'm going to knit these 2 as if they are one, essentially eliminating that short row. From there, you can follow your pattern. The one in the simple stockinette raglan essentially says you purl into the marker, slip the marker, purl 10, then you turn your work, make your double stitch, knit into your marker, slip your marker, knit until 5 stitches passed. Because I don't have that many stitches, I'm only going to work 3. 1, 2, 3, which means that I have worked essentially 6 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I am again going to turn my work and I'm going to make that double stitch. I'm going to turn it, again making sure that that yarn is lying in the front. I'm going to slip it purlwise. I'm going to tug it over and up so I get that bottom of that stitch coming up. Again, those 2. I'm going to bring my work in the front because I have to for a purl, and then I'm going to work my way back. So you are technically on your second short row repeat. Because I worked 6 stitches, I'm going to work 6 stitches past that slip marker, which is the middle of the nape of my neck. 1, 2. Again, when we get to that third wonky stitch, you're going to knit those 2 legs as if they are one. It kind of feels like a K2 tog. Then I'm going to knit 3 stitches past my last double stitch, and I'm going to turn my work. That yarn comes into the front, and I'm going to transfer it from my left needle to my right needle by slipping it purlwise, bringing that up and over and knitting back. Let's say that that was my last short row that I had to do for that. In that case, I would then work all the way across. I would dissolve that double stitch here, continue working it all the way around and dissolving those as you go. So I've made it to my end of my round and I wanted to show you essentially what this creates. So those short rows add more fabric in the back than in the front. So if we had it like we had originally before, this is our front, this is our back. I'm gonna raise this up just momentarily. And you can notice that there is more length in the back than in the front. This helps that when we actually make our piece, the neckline now has a higher neckline in the back and a lower one in the front. This makes sure that your neckline does not choke you and essentially helps with shifting that front line down. Again, this helps with the hem at the very bottom. If you have a bust protrusion, it also makes sure that the neckline doesn't feel like it is strangling you. See, that was not as hard as you anticipated, and that is a German short row. If you want to be able to check out more of my patterns, come hang out with me. You can also send me a coffee. I will put the link below. If you're like, I really like this and I think I should give her some money, that'd be sweet. Kisses, really appreciated. But I hope that helped you, and now you know how to be able to do a German short row.